If you've ever fallen down a rabbit hole on the internet, you've probably heard of the Backrooms, an endless maze of yellow rooms, buzzing fluorescent lights, damp carpets, and the feeling that something is watching you from just beyond the next corner. Most people know about Level 0. Some know about Level 1. A few have heard stories about the deeper levels, but there is one level, a level so disturbing, so poorly documented, that most researchers refuse to discuss it, a level that appears only in fragmented reports, corrupted files, deleted forum posts, and emergency recordings that were never supposed to be released, because according to every account that exists, nobody has ever escaped it. Researchers call it Level 999, or more commonly, the last level, the level at the end of the Backrooms. The place people reach when the Backrooms no longer want them to leave. For years, Level 999 was dismissed as internet folklore, a creepypasta, a myth created by users looking to make the Backrooms seem scarier than it already was. Then, in late 2024, a moderator from a major Backrooms archive uploaded a document. The file existed online for only 37 minutes before being removed, but screenshots survived, and what they contained changed everything. The document described an explorer named Nathan Reed, a veteran wanderer who had supposedly survived more than 50 different Backrooms levels. Nathan wasn't reckless, he wasn't a thrill seeker, he was one of the most experienced explorers on record, according to the report. Nathan entered Level 999 by accident. The transition occurred after spending 11 days inside an unidentified level known only as the Corridor. No entities, no exits, just an endless hallway stretching beyond sight. Then suddenly, without warning, Nathan walked through a doorway and everything changed. The first thing he noticed was the silence, not normal silence, not the absence of sound, the kind of silence that feels wrong, like sound itself has stopped existing. No buzzing lights, no footsteps, no breathing, nothing. Then he saw the city, a massive city stretching to the horizon, skyscrapers, apartment complexes, office towers, entire neighborhoods, all completely empty, every building illuminated, every traffic light functioning, every television glowing through apartment windows, yet not a single person existed anywhere. Nathan estimated the city was larger than New York, possibly larger, and he was completely alone. At first he believed he had found a safe level. Food existed, water existed, electricity worked. There were beds, hospitals, restaurants, everything. It looked like humanity had vanished seconds earlier. Half-eaten meals sat on tables. Cars remained parked beside roads. Children's toys rested in parks. The city felt abandoned. But not old, freshly abandoned, as though something had happened moments before his arrival. Nathan spent 3 days exploring. Nothing unusual occurred. No entities, no danger, no signs of life. Then he discovered the first message, written on the wall of an apartment, 6 words. Do not stay after day 7. Nothing else, no explanation, no signature, just those 6 words. Nathan documented it, photographed it, then continued exploring over the next 2 days. He found more messages, inside schools, office buildings, subway tunnels. Every message was different, but all carried the same warning: leave before day 7. Don't look outside at night. It knows when you arrive. The city is not empty. That last one disturbed him most, because he had searched for nearly a week and found nobody, not a single living thing. Still, the warnings continued appearing. By the 6th day, Nathan began noticing small inconsistencies. Objects moved, doors opened, lights switched on in buildings he had already searched. Nothing dramatic, nothing obvious, just enough to make him uncomfortable. Then came the photographs. The first appeared on a kitchen table. A photograph of Nathan sleeping, taken from inside the room. The angle suggested someone had been standing over him while he slept. Nathan checked every entrance, every window, every lock. Nothing had been disturbed. The second photograph appeared the next morning. Nathan walking down a street, taken from a rooftop. The third showed him eating inside an abandoned diner. The fourth showed him asleep again, Closer this time, much closer. Nathan later wrote that this was the moment he realized something impossible. He wasn't exploring the city. The city was studying him, watching him, learning him. By the evening of day 6, the photographs had become impossible to ignore. They appeared everywhere, thousands of them. Inside homes, inside elevators, inside parked cars, every image showed Nathan. And every image was more recent than the last. Some appeared to have been taken only minutes earlier. Then the 7th day arrived, and the city finally revealed what lived there at exactly midnight. Every light in the city turned off, simultaneously. Millions of lights, gone, darkness swallowed everything. Nathan later described it as the most terrifying moment of his life. Not because of what he saw, but because of what he heard. For the first time since arriving, the city wasn't silent anymore. Something was moving outside, thousands of footsteps, coming from every direction, slowly approaching, and whatever was making them was getting closer. At exactly midnight, every light in the city turned off. Simultaneously, millions of lights, gone, darkness swallowed everything. Nathan later described it as the most terrifying moment of his life, not because of what he saw, but because of what he heard, for the first time since arriving. The city wasn't silent anymore. Something was moving outside, thousands of footsteps, coming from every direction, slowly approaching, and whatever was making them was getting closer. Nathan locked himself inside an apartment on the 23rd floor of a residential tower. He pushed furniture against the doors, covered the windows, and waited. The footsteps continued, hour after hour, thousands of them moving through streets, entering buildings, climbing stairwells, searching. At approximately 2:14 a.m., Nathan heard something stop outside his apartment door. Then came a knock, 3 slow taps, silence, 3 more taps. Nathan remained frozen. The knocking continued for nearly 20 minutes. Then a voice spoke, his own voice. "Open the door, Nathan." The recording cuts for several seconds after that. When it resumes, Nathan is whispering, barely audible. He says, "It's not human. It sounds exactly like me. It knows my name." Then the transmission ends. The next recording begins the following morning. Sunlight had returned. The city looked normal again. Every light was back on. Every street appeared empty, as though nothing had happened. Nathan decided to leave. He spent the entire day searching for an exit. Subway tunnels, sewer systems, airports, highways, every route eventually led back into the city. No matter which direction he traveled, the city continued forever. There was no edge, no border, no escape. By day 9, Nathan began seeing people. At least, he thought they were people. They appeared at great distances, standing motionless at intersections, watching from rooftops, peering through apartment windows. Whenever Nathan approached, they disappeared, but each day, they got closer, and there were more of them. The journal entries became increasingly frantic. Nathan estimated he had seen over 200 figures by day 11. None moved while observed. None approached directly. They simply watched, always watching. Then came the photograph that changed everything. Nathan found it inside an office building. A single picture sitting on a desk. The image showed a crowded city street. Thousands of people, children, families, workers, traffic, life. The city wasn't empty. The city had once been populated. But what terrified Nathan wasn't the crowd, it was their faces, every single person in the photograph. It had Nathan's face, thousands of identical copies, smiling at the camera, standing shoulder to shoulder. An entire city of Nathan Reeds. That night, the figures finally stopped hiding. At sunset, they emerged. They filled streets, sidewalks, balconies, parks, everywhere Nathan looked. They stood silently, thousands of them, every single one identical, same height, same clothing, same face, his face. None attacked, none spoke. They simply watched him, waiting. Nathan spent the night running. The city became impossible to navigate. Every road seemed occupied, every building filled with silent copies. Then shortly before dawn, one of them finally spoke. Nathan described hearing the voice behind him, calm, friendly, almost comforting. It said, "You've been alone long enough." Nathan turned. One of the copies stood only a few feet away, smiling. The entity spoke again. Everyone stays eventually. Nathan ran. The recording quality deteriorates significantly after this point. Audio becomes distorted. Several files appear corrupted, but investigators manage to recover fragments, and those fragments reveal something horrifying. The copies weren't trying to kill him, they wanted him to stay. Every recovered recording contains variations of the same message. You belong here, the city needs residents, you're almost ready, stop running, become part of us. Then came the final transmission, the last confirmed communication ever received from Nathan Reed. The audio begins with heavy breathing. Running footsteps, sirens blaring throughout the city. Nathan sounds exhausted, terrified, broken. Then he says something researchers still argue about today. He says, "I found where they come from." The recording continues. Nathan describes reaching the center of the city, a massive underground structure beneath the streets. A place resembling an endless subway station. Thousands of platforms, thousands of trains, and every train arriving full of people. People no longer screaming, no longer resisting, people smiling, walking calmly into the city, joining the crowds above. Then Nathan says the sentence that caused the archived document to be removed. The sentence many researchers refuse to repeat. He says, "The city isn't collecting people, it's creating them. Every resident started as someone who got trapped here." Long silence follows, then Nathan begins crying. The sound is barely recognizable. Then comes the final message, a whisper almost impossible to hear. "I can see one of me, it's standing beside me. It isn't moving, it's waiting." Another pause, then, "Oh God, it's smiling." The recording ends. No further transmissions were ever received. No body was found. No rescue attempt succeeded. No confirmed exit from level 999 has ever been documented. Years later, Backrooms researchers noticed something disturbing. New photographs occasionally appear online, images uploaded to abandoned forums, deleted accounts, corrupted archives. Most are removed within hours, but screenshots remain. Every photograph shows the same city, the same streets, the same buildings, and standing among the endless crowds is a man identified as Nathan Reed, always smiling, always watching the camera, always standing among thousands of identical faces. Researchers have developed a theory nobody has been able to disprove. They believe level 999 isn't the final level because it's the deepest. It's the final level because it's where the Backrooms stop trying to trap you and start trying to replace you, somewhere inside that endless city. And millions of copies continue walking silent streets, waiting for the next wanderer, waiting for the next resident, waiting for the next face to add to the crowd. And if the stories are true, if the recovered recordings are real, then Nathan Reed is still there, still smiling, still waiting for someone new to arrive, because according to every known report, nobody has ever escaped level 999, and nobody ever will if you are brave enough to hear more nightmares. Subscribe to Tales of the Dark. And if you have your own terrifying experience, leave it in the comments or send your story by email. Maybe your nightmare will become the next story told here.